Each human settlement is unique. The path to sustainability looks different in city centres, in suburbs and in small hamlets in the countryside. All communities around the Baltic Sea have their own special history, their inimitable surrounding nature and their exclusive patterns of human destinies and culture. Hågaby village is no exception.
Utan våra fjällar, stridans blom och smälta ner och dö. Himlen ler i vårens ljusa kvällar, solen släcker ner i skog och sjö. Snart är sommaren här i purpurvågor, guldbelagda hasor skiftande. Vilka ängar ner i dagens lågor och i lugnen dansar källor ner. Snart är sommaren här i purpurvågor.
This small human habitat with little more than 100 households will now tell its story of sustainability. Here, visitors may view several aspects of its cultural history and biological landscape values. The infrastructure of Hågaby is developing into a more sustainable human habitat. Newly built and rebuilt houses and roads represent some of the economic values in Hågaby. New methods for sharing costs and reducing future risks are other examples of caring for the economic resources. A guest to Hågaby village will also see examples of eco-constructions, new sophisticated technical systems, and a new way of planning the land use. All these measures have one single goal: to construct and maintain Hågaby as a sustainable human habitat for many generations to come. Hågaby village is a small residential area situated 5 kilometers west of Uppsala city centre. There are 114 households with about 350 people, consisting of 78 apartments, 22 newly built pair house apartments and a few single houses. The community has a village centre where you can find offices, shops, art studios, workshops, health enterprises, conference and festivity premises, a sports centre and a restaurant. There is also a school, 2 daycare centres, plants for ecotechnological experiments, and music and video production studios. Accommodation at a bed and breakfast is also available. Hågaby is embedded in a nature reserve called Nosten, founded in 1998. The hamlet is surrounded by a landscape with farmlands, forage grounds, a large forest and a small river with its valley. Due to their beauty and nearness to the city, the landscapes of Hågaby attract many residents from Uppsala. Knowledge of earlier human life, as well as treasures of the natural landscape, can give us a feeling of belonging, especially for children who grew up in a particular site and who gradually appropriates its paths with its forests and its glades and creeks. The feeling of belonging could become a part of their roots in life. When we see how earlier generations have positioned their houses and grown their gardens, or when we hear stories about them, we can understand the difficulties and challenges they have met. In this way, we can establish a firm anchoring in the place. Ancient historic traces tell a story of dwellings in Hågaby reaching back more than 3,000 years. Findings have been made along the Håga River Valley.
Jag funderar på om den är lödd här och det här har de gjort innan
Ja, som en fast...
Ja, som en avslutning, alltså en konstnär.
The agrarian history of the Håga Valley is well documented in maps and other documents. By superimposing maps from different times, we can learn about the effects of the politically imposed amalgamation of small holdings into large production units. How has the valley developed during the past 400 years? Did the farmers live well? Are there any signs of wars or crises? A rich historic material has been collected. The history remains to be told in its details. The County Council of Uppsala bought the Hågaby area in 1923. It was the beginning of 70 years of care for mentally retarded people. There are still stories to be heard from some of those who have lived their entire lives at Hågaby. Those are the stories of the children who came from Uppsala to Hågaby to avoid being outcasts, and also the stories of the poor and those of the old folks. They are the stories of an ancient society with a dawning conscience and belief in man's potentiality for development.